Hello and welcome to Fayfinders, a Dungeons & Dragons podcast navigating listeners into the vague and supernatural. My name is Ashley Elizabeth and I will be your Dungeon Master for Campaign Island. And with me is the stupendous Sam.
Hello!
The outstanding Austin.
Hello.
The amazing Amancio.
Salutations.
The radical Rachel.
Hi!
And last but not least, the Kulikai.
Heyo.
Now let us return to the island. So last time, you all had a heart-to-heart on the beach where Annabelle expressed how she doesn't want to be mean like her parents, and then had a really cute day on the beach, which I've been thinking about all week. It was so cute. The next morning, you had breakfast at the diner, and headed out to the cave where you attempted to release the next council member. When the door opened, you found a strange tree, and a letter attached that said, "To be planted March 6th, Fred's birthday." And that's where we left you off. Now, I do want to remind you, today is Friday. So there is a thing happening today. Does anyone remember what that thing is?
We have to plant the tree.
School.
No, it's October.
Oh, we have to go
Halloween?
on our... Halloween, but we have our we have our apprenticeships. I don't know what okay, I'm gonna stop now.
No, you have the week off because you found a dead body.
Yep.
It's the funeral.
Right.
Yeah,
That thing.
I'm so somber and
Everyone kind of forgot about that. I was waiting.
So, what are we doing, y'all? You just got this little tree.
How little? How little is this tree?
It's like a little bonsai tree.
Oh, so I can take it home.
Yeah.
It's got my name on it. Well, no, it doesn't. It has my birthday on it, but that's almost my name. So I guess I'm gonna look at Morgana. I'm gonna look at Gladius. I'm gonna look at Ari, and I'm just gonna grab the tree.
I'm not
Are
stopping
you taking the tree from Ari?
I didn't even pick
so
it
you're
up.
giving your hand in the tree.
No, I didn't even pick it up.
Oh, okay. You just picked up the note.
Yeah, I just picked up the note.
Don't forget to water it.
I won't. I'm not even sure if it needs water. It's like... I mean, it doesn't look like a normal tree, does it? It looks strange. Everything in this cave is strange. I don't know what I'm talking about.
It's kind of pretty, though.
I'm gonna bring it home if I can. I'm worried there's gonna be some kind of magic, and if I, like, walk out of the cave, it'll wilt and die. But it says to be planted March 6th, right? So we have to plant it outside, presumably, so it should be able to leave the cave. So I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna bring the tree home when we leave.
How are you going to hide that from your mom?
I can keep it in my room. You know, it's Papa's funeral. This reminds me of him.
Sorry. That just seems like a really long stretch, but okay.
Oh, or you could say, like, that it's a life. You have life coming from the tragedy of this death. And now you want to plant so that you have something to grow in the wake of despair.
Yes, precisely, Styx. You're ever the poet. That's exactly my reason.
Precisely. Fantastic.
Yeah, I guess that we should probably, go to the funeral, especially Fred.
Maybe.
Maybe, like, I don't know, get dressed or something like that for the funeral.
Like, get ready. I know that this isn't actually your dad, but, like, we should probably keep up appearances, you know, because everyone else thinks this is your dad, and if we don't show up and we're like, it's fine, he's not really dead, I think we'll all get some type of mental evaluation, so we should probably just play along.
Agreed.
Thirded.
All right, let's go get fancy.
All right, you guys all go home. You get ready for the funeral, getting your black. And that night, there is a late night funeral, just so Ramona can come outside and, be able to have that, and be able to, not have to just hold an umbrella or wear a big hat. But everyone is quite solemn and very respectful, and they give their condolences to you and your mother, Fred. And it's a very peaceful funeral. Your mother looks like she's very much trying to hold it together. She wants to keep up appearances. But you've seen her at home, so it's more so of a show at the moment. But Oko, you and Samuel put the body of Adrian Van Duren into the ground, and everyone goes home. And we're now gonna do a bit of time skipping all the way up to March 6th. We're gonna start with Fred. I have written down everything that you wanted to do. Where would you like to start? Got a little tree.
I do have a little tree. Has it grown?
No, this just stays.
It stays little. It's not like I haven't had to.
Ugh.
I haven't had to prune it or keep it small. It
No,
stayed small.
Just stays the same.
Wow. Oh, well, I have this little tree, and in the time that we've been in the hyperbolic time chamber, so to speak, I would like to perform some kind of research on trees. I'm trying to figure out what kind of tree this is.
Yeah, I know we had talked about you going to ask Willow. Is that something you still want to do?
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. You get a little on the door. You see Willow opens and answers. She's doing much better now. Still a little bit of a concussion there, but for the most part, she is completely fine. But she opens the door, and Willow's still very much in her kind of hippie kind of clothes and this kind of giant, almost blueberry Fearbolg. But she opens the door. Hello, Mr. Van Duren?
Hello, Willow. It's been quite a long time.
Yeah. Last time, I don't remember half the night.
Yes, and I'm glad to see that you're doing a lot better. Forgive me for only coming under these pretenses, but I did want to ask you a question about some wildlife, or rather flora, that I found here on the island.
Where did you find this?
I was out and about, just on the edge of the forest, and I found this little tree. I dug it up and potted it, and it looks strange. I've never seen anything like it.
Were you okay? Let me take a look at it.
Absolutely. Presumably, I've brought this very small and conveniently portable tree with me.
Yeah. So you hand it over, and I'm just gonna. Okay. So Willow takes a look at the tree, and she's like, "Oh," like her eyes are like, "What the fuck?" And she takes a look at the tree. She looks it over very carefully, kind of pulls down some of the branches to try and look at the foliage inside, and takes a look at it all, tests the soil and all that. Okay, well, to me, it looks like a bonsai tree. It acts like a bonsai tree, except it's just differently colored and glowing. To me, it looks like a tree. It acts like a tree. It just seems like a tree. I don't know why it's glowing. I don't understand the blue bark and the green leaf. Like, obviously, it should be green leaves, but this is not the right hue of a bonsai tree leaves. I would recommend asking Edmina about maybe this a little more. But from what I can tell, it's just a harmless little tree.
Right. Well, that's really helpful, actually. Thank you so much, Willow. And again, I'm really glad to see that you're doing better.
Thank you.
Well, I suppose I'll be off. I'll hope to see you again soon, perhaps tonight at my big bash.
Are
Or
you
not
asking?
tonight. No, I'm not asking this on March the 6th. No. This time travel is all very confusing. Perhaps I'll see you on March the 6th at my wonderful birthday bash.
Of course. I will be there for sure.
Fantastic. I'm sure that Annabelle will be really happy to have you there. And I'll be happy to have you there as well, of course. I'll see myself out. Goodbye.
Okay. Where are you heading off to now?
To Edmina's, of course.
All right, you head to Edmina's. A little on the door. Come in.
Hello, Edmina.
Oh, hey. What?
I found this tree. I had Willow take a look at it, and she said you would know better than her what was up with it. As far as she knows, it's a normal bonsai tree, but obviously something has affected it to change the coloration.
Yeah, okay. Let me take a look at it.
Okay, pass it over.
All right, and she's gonna check it over. Okay, well, Fred, before I tell you about this tree, I need to know if you've learned anything about why you got the little whoo-hoo and kind of gestures to your head and your horns. If you've learned anything about that. I'm getting the truth here. I understand you are off gallivanting past the border almost every day at this point. And I know you can't tell me everything, but if you can just give me some information, I would appreciate it.
Being fully honest, Edmina, I wish I could tell you that I had, but I haven't. So, if this tree gives you any reason to enlighten me further, I'd appreciate it.
Okay. This tree is... Now, remember, we don't tell people about what we know, right? We only give the museums and the libraries kind of the bits and pieces. It's for people's protection, right?
Right.
This tree is not from Thetis. It is not from our world whatsoever. It's not even from our plane.
Okay.
It's from the Feywild.
The Feywild.
The Feywild.
And
By the way, you got real up and close and personal when you said Feywild to your mic.
I
Just
did,
let
yes,
you know.
yeah.
The favorite.
The Feywild. And that has what to do with... And I point at my horns.
I have heard of sort of weird sort of different things happening to those who are connected to the plane. Maybe their shadow could dance. They might, smell of sweets when they're excited. There's different little things that can happen. And I'm curious if horns is one of them.
So you think that somehow I'm connected to the Feywild?
Possibly.
But I've never been there. I don't know how that could have happened.
I don't know. But such a tree being here, who knows, right? Where did you find this?
I found it out gallivanting. believe it or not, and I'm sure you do.
Okay. Well, for such a thing to be on the island, that could be an indicator that you possibly maybe came across something.
Potentially, but these sprouted before I had even wandered off into the woods.
Yes, but that doesn't mean something from the woods can't come to you, right? The Feywild, it's a rare occasion. We try and put up the protections as much as possible, but sometimes, yes, the Feywild can intersect with our plane. It has happened before. It's clearly been on the island I guess the first time we had an encounter together. You had read Sylvan. That's what I've been trying to figure out since.
I didn't so much read it as the letters did their thing and made sense to me, which in an abstract sense could be describing reading, but we both know it was more than that.
Yes, but it could be because you have some sort of Fey connection. You could have eaten a fruit, you could have possibly, someone could have encountered you, someone who themselves are connected to the Fae could have come in contact with you. There are different ways this could have happened.
I suppose. I mean, at this point, I'll take any explanation for... and the glowy letters and this. I point at the tree. If it all connects somehow, I guess your explanation makes more sense than anything I could come up with.
If you remember anything from, the months or weeks before they started to grow, or even a strange thing from your childhood, definitely just let me know. I've been trying to figure this out since the summer, so...
Okay, I will. Thank you, Edmina.
Yep.
I'm gonna bring this... I've been keeping this water at home. Obviously, it's potted. I potted it myself, so I'm just gonna bring this back home with me and keep an eye on it, I guess.
Let me know if anything changes, and keep it out of your mother's eye.
Yes, of course. I've been very, very careful about that. Thanks again.
Yeah. You head out?
Yeah.
Awesome. As well as I know you also wanted to go to the you would probably go to the library to do this and do a bit of your research.
Yes.
So you wanted to research vampire soul sucking, and protection against soul sucking.
Yes.
To let you know a little bit about that, actually make an investigation check.
All right. Let's roll some dice. Investigation is a flat roll, which is a 19.
Nice. So, with reading, finding some books on vampires and such, in the library, you find that vampires are humans who have been bitten by a vampire. There is kind of a prime vampire you could think of that was sort of the first of its monster kind. There are many different tales. There's talks of Dracula. There's talks of a bat being turned into a human as a curse. There's many different stories about it, so it's hard to pinpoint kind of the origins of vampires without talking to your mother, as well as they're bloodthirsty. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean they need human blood. Your mother, she eats a lot of steak and a lot of raw meat, just to kind of get that fix. So yes, they drink blood, doesn't have to be human. So they're bloodthirsty and they can't go out in the sun. It's basically just all the general stuff in regards to souls and soul sucking. Souls are what make up a person. It is what's inside of sort of the body. The souls, there have been stories of reincarnation, but the first body has to die in order for a new one to be created. And generally those things are frowned upon. You don't really want to continue, but reincarnation is it's more of an acceptable way of the soul passing on, because yes, the body has to die. And it's sort of a natural process. It's kind of a selection thing. So it's kind of the gods' way of being like, okay, we're gonna pass it along. But most of the time with reincarnation, the soul forgets its previous life. And that's kind of a way of balancing things out. A soul is just what makes up a person. It's their essence. As for soul sucking, it's a heard of thing. It's not very researched on. It's normally the soul dies. It comes out, it has no body, it dies. So there's not a whole lot on that. And protection against soul sucking, again, there's not a lot of research. There are, kind of legends of talismans and amulets that can protect against that, but nothing concrete. Does that let you know about everything you wanted?
Yes, yeah. It leaves me with a couple answers and a whole lot more questions.
All right. Any clarification?
No, I think I got it all. Thank you.
All right. Okay, so you do that research. And someone else is doing a bit of research. Ari, you are bringing a sketchbook
Yeah.
into the temple, the church, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And
Better than
looking
stealing
through the
books.
documents. Yeah, better than stealing books.
Yep.
Did you ever return that book, by the way?
Nope. It's still sitting under my pillow.
Okay. All right. So you wanted to do research on mythical and religious monsters. Can you roll me an investigation check, please?
Yes.
With advantage, because you have done this before.
Okay. Yeah, because I was going to say I was going to start with that specific book and then kind of branch out from there. Oh, it's a good thing I have advantage, because that was a 2, and that is a 19 plus 2, I believe.
Nice. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Even with a 19, you can kind of learn about all these different monsters. So I kind of have these categorized by different, because you were asking for, mythical and religious monsters. So I have some categories here for you. In some Greek mythology, you read about these titans who are the predecessors to the gods of Olympus. They are sort of the beginning. Right? Yeah, that's right. That's right. I got Norse and Greek confused for a second in my head. These are kind of the beginning. So you learn about them and how they were cast aside into Tartarus, and kind of trapped there. You read about Cyclops, these giants with one eyes, who serve actually Poseidon in the forge. You read about minotaurs, these kind of the body of a humanoid, head of a bull, and you read the kind of nasty story about Minos's wife and how she had a little fun with a bull who was Zeus, and sort of the trapping in the maze underneath King Minos's sort of palace. Which I have some tidbits of archaeology going on there, but I'm not going to say it because I will get carried away. Read about Hydra, these beasts with heads, when they're cut off, they regrow. You read about Medusa, this cursed woman. In Norse mythology, you read about giant wolves, frost and fire giants, dragons even, as well as creatures of the undead. Not too far off from what Styx is, actually. They are sort of resurrected humans who still fight. There are, in Egyptian, you read about this hippo, crocodile, lion mixed demon that eats the hearts of those who are unworthy to go to the Duat, as well as reading about the Sphinx. In Aztec, you read about the sort of stone golems, and kind of how like they're huge, just carved out of stone, humanoids almost. As well as you also read about something familiar to you. You read about Quetzalcoatls. You have the familiarity.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
Sort of these spirits. And the picture there very much looks extremely familiar to you. And you also read about Fae and sort of this Fae religion, where there's these boggles, these kind of small, almost... I like to look at them as, like, almost like gray, evil-looking gnomes. That's what and they got, like, the big chunky nose. You read about hags, you read about quicklings, which are these small, almost fairy-looking creatures that are just really quick, as well as fairies. And that's all the different things you kind of learn about.
Okay.
I can send you that list.
Yes, yes, please. So going back to kind of like the Egyptian, I guess, monsters per se. Is there anything like specific about them that kind of like really catches my attention? Because they've already caught my attention, kind of. But like anything specific?
What do you mean exactly? Like, I spoke of the hippo, crocodile, lion, demon, and the sphinx. Is there something... What are you trying to figure out?
No, the first... The hippo, lion, crocodile, demon. Is there, like, a name or anything like that?
Give me a second. Where did I put it? I forgot to write it down because I was describing it in my notes. Amit. Amit is the name.
Okay. And anything specific about the Sphinx, or does it just go into, like, the general kind of information?
Riddles and such.
Okay.
They give the best
All right,
high
cool.
fives.
I'm...
Very crisp.
Yes, very much.
I don't, Styx wouldn't know about that, so.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
I was
Just-
gonna
just
say,
general
it's like, yeah,
statements.
that seems like something Styx would say.
Yeah. Very crisp.
Okay. I'm just gonna copy down kind of like quick points on everything into my sketchbook. And put a couple stars beside a few different ones there that have caught my attention.
All right. Awesome. So you kind of spend the few months putting this information together, as well as you do look for other things. I would like you to roll me a survival check as you head off past the border.
Oh, jeez. Ooh. Okay. That's a nat 20.
Nice.
All
right.
+2.
Oh, certainly. So you were just saying just past the border you wanted to find kind of a private space.
Yes.
You just past the border, you find a bit of, I would say there's like a little bit of a creek. It's sort of this clump of trees that kind of connect together quite a bit into this one kind of real chonky tree. It looks like a bunch of trees just kind of like stuck together from growing so close to one another. So you find this quite shaded area. The tree has quite a large hollow in it that you can actually step inside near this sort of creek. And it's very level, it's very shaded, and it's because of how surrounded this little area is by trees, most people wouldn't notice it when you're walking by.
Perfect. Yeah, so I'm just going to kind of, I guess, either not specifically at night, but in the evenings, like towards the evening where it's a little bit quieter, or early mornings just as the sun is coming up, just kind of spend some time to practice some things.
Awesome. Yeah, you spend time playing with your wet bins and such. Do you want to tell us what you're doing? I mean, no one else is gonna know.
Yeah, that's true. So I am just like practicing using my glaive, using my shield. I'm also practicing even using my wings, learning how to fly with them because I've never actually used them before. And also practicing with my newfound magic that Ilmater has given me access to. And then
Yeah, absolutely. You sort.
oh, I was just gonna say, and then occasionally
Go ahead.
bugging him with it.
Yeah, you sort of spread out these gorgeous sort of orange and orangey brown to white feathered wings that are just absolutely gorgeous. And you kind of move them around a bit, and you kind of hear Ilmater go, "Yo, those are really cool."
Yeah, I've never really kind of given much heed to them, but I figured, they might come in a little bit of handy in a dire situation. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. They really do remind me of your spirit. If you ever want to apologize, just saying, just throwing it out there.
I don't know if he's listening anymore. I don't even know if he would hear an apology, even if I could apologize to him.
That's fair. That's fair. Never hurts to try. Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah. I'll get there eventually.
You take your time. Do what's best for you.
Thanks.
I see you really like your friends there.
They're not my friends.
Mm-hmm. You just hang out with them all the time, and you protect them, and, you share... Oh, I just slapped my leg. You share information with them.
Yeah, not like I have much of a choice, really, but, I guess they're okay.
Alright, well, they're just okay then. He's kind of giving you, like, a cheeky little grin. Like, they're your friends.
Look, you know how I feel. Don't make me say it.
Alright, you take your time. Yeah, so you kind of do that. And one evening after you finished sort of going out and practicing, you head over to Miss Yaz's home.
Mm-hmm. And I
Tell me how this goes.
Oh, I sneak in the window.
I'm on the second floor.
Yeah, it's fine.
Roll me an athletics check.
Okay.
Athletics or acrobatics.
Well, I mean, athletics is definitely better, so that's a 16.
Yeah, you know what you're doing. You know how to get into windows. Your bedroom's on the second floor. It's just a little easier with the sort of greenery near your window, but you do make your way up. It is locked, though.
Yeah, I'm just gonna knock on the glass.
Okay. I'm probably in my closet. If I'm in my room, I'd be in my closet growing my potatoes. So, I'm trying to think of how I'd react if I heard a knock on my window. I'd probably grab my staff or something that's in my closet, a shoe, a boot in my closet. I'd come up to the window slowly. And if I saw you, I'd probably... Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just gonna give you, like, are you gonna let me in? Like, come on, it's cold out here.
I'll put the boot down and then unlock the window and let you in.
Nice.
Sorry, I wasn't expecting guests. Is everything okay?
Yeah. You had said that you wanted to learn how to sneak out. So, you're kind of useless if you get caught doing that. So I figured I'd show you.
Oh. I did say that. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Let's...
So.
Do I need more sheets from the bed, or like you said that didn't really work, so
No, it really doesn't, contrary to popular belief. So first of all, we're gonna start with going over your surroundings. So you don't really have a lot going on. Might want to look into getting a tree planted somewhere near if you can. You know, being rich and all. Basically I just kind of used grooves in the side of your house to just climb. So we're gonna start there.
okie dokie. Are we going down? Because I feel like that's gonna be a lot harder than going up.
Well, do you think you can get out of your house without getting caught?
What time did you come over at? Like, how late is it?
Oh, it's almost midnight.
Okay.
You guys asked for the night. This is
that's
night
true.
now.
I'm just making sure it's past like wine o'clock for my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go downstairs and go out the front and I'll meet you around by my window.
Okay. Sounds good. And I'm just going to jump down and use my wings to cushion my fall. And then kind
Alright, no problem.
pull them back in really quick.
Alrighty. Annabelle, roll me a stealth check.
Okie dokie. Oh, that's an 11.
So it definitely is past wine o'clock, that's for sure. But you sort of are coming down the stairs like, yeah, no one's awake now, ha ha ha, and you hear a, Annabelle? From the kitchen?
Hey, Nim. How's it going?
It's going good.
You're up really
No
late.
pop. I have dishes, no pop.
No pop. Actually,
No.
okay, this is really embarrassing. I was leaning out my window and I dropped something out the window. So I was just gonna like go outside and pick it up and come back in, you know.
Roll me a deception check.
Okay. Okay, let's see how this goes. I'm a little better at deception. 15.
Okay. Nim kind of... you know what? I'm going to roll insight with Nim. Okay. Nim kind of looks you up and down. Okay. Well, let me know if you find it, and I'll keep the front door unlocked.
Thank you. I will be back super soon.
Yep.
And I'm just gonna go outside.
And I'm just standing there, arms crossed with the sonic foot tap.
So Nim was up, but he's gonna keep the door unlocked, so it's all good. So, climbing. Woo! I'm probably
If you don't want to do it, like, that's fine.
No,
I
no.
can go.
I do want to learn this. I was just very caught off guard, and I'm in my PJs. They probably have like little flowers on the pants and stuff,
Yeah, totally not judging.
At least you didn't find me in my bunny slippers, so there's levels. So let's try this climbing thing.
Okay. And I'm
All
just
right,
gonna show her.
Sure. So are you showing her by doing it, or are you like teaching her?
No, I'm teaching her. Like, I'll show her first once, and then I'll actually, like, be like, okay, this is how I did it, and, like, break it down.
All right. So Annabelle, I want you to roll me athletics or acrobatics with advantage.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. Because my best modifier is a +1. So cool. That's a 12 on acrobatics.
All right. It's okay. You never done this before. It's you try to make sure you're placing it in the same spots as Ari. You do make it to your window, though there were plenty of times you were about to fall. Like, it just, you've seen where to put your hands, but you never put your hands there before. You see where to put your feet, never put it there before, and there were plenty of times you just about dropped in Ari. You're like, your heart and your chest just sinks like every time it happens.
Oh, yeah, and I'm, like, very, very ready to just, like, jump in.
I will turn around, like, one arm over the windowsill to, like, give you a, like, super proud thumbs up. And then I'm gonna try and come back down.
Oh,
Which
here we
might
go.
be a mistake.
Roll me an athletics or acrobatics.
Do I get advantage on this one?
You have not been taught how to come down.
Well, gravity's gonna teach me how. Oh my goodness. Okay, I rolled a 19, so that's an unnatural 20.
Oh.
I am not even joking. I'm gonna take a picture of this, actually.
That's impressive.
You had issues coming up. You're not the strongest of people, but it's a lot easier to let gravity help you. You just remember to put your hands in the same place. And pretty quickly, a lot faster than going up, you find your way down.
Cool.
Ari, that was kind of impressive.
I did it.
It's pretty good progress. Not bad.
That
Good job.
was very cool. Thank you. I should probably go back inside though, because Nim is probably waiting for me to come back in. And I told him I dropped something out my window and that I would come and find it.
Yeah, so consider it found, and we'll just have to drop something out the window again next week.
That sounds good to me. I'll go to like give you an awkward fist pump.
Just like awkwardly return it.
Cool. See ya next week, bud. That sounded wrong. Ari,
Don't do that again.
Yeah. Have a good night. And I'll
You
head
too.
back inside.
I'll kind of.
Come back in.
I was just gonna say I'll linger until I see them back up in their room and then take off.
I will.
All right.
I will come in, lock the door, kind of peek my head into the kitchen. Hey, just letting you know I found my thing. I'm going to bed now. Have a good night.
All right. Well, hopefully, you don't drop something next week and gives you a little wink.
I'll have a little bit of a deer in the headlights look. Yep. No dropping things next week. And I'll give him a smile and head upstairs. And I'll lock my window again, close the blinds, and probably go to bed.
Awesome. So also, you wanted to sort of observe these monsters Gladius was making.
I did.
And report. Yeah, and report them to the Volodny. So you can absolutely spend time with Gladius. He is so happy to have you around. He loves hanging out with you. He's kind of like, yeah, so I wanted to like bring in some of my favorite monsters into this. I know I want to make sure we're working together, but I do have my favorites. So,
Well,
he kind of spends some time. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, well, if you have personal favorites, like, I'd love to know, like, you know, you're the experienced one here.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to show them to you. So this first one here, it started off really cute. And by the way, he also still has this like sausage dog that I made last time. And it's gotten bigger since last time as well. Yes, it is absolutely. He says its name is Boo. I am 100% putting my dog into this now. Yeah, so this is Boo Boo. I really like it. It's getting bigger every day. I'm so excited. So this is kind of one of my first ones that I did. I thought this one was really cute. And he starts to kind of, you see, he's got like, a bear and an owl in a cage, and he's like, these guys are so cute. And he like squishes, you're like watching this in horror as he squishes them together.
Oh my god.
And creates this owl bear monster, the head of an owl, body of a bear. So this, I call this, wait for it, an owl bear. This guy's pretty cute, and it's just like a little baby at the moment. He's gonna get real big. It's gonna be really cute.
He looks adorable. I'm speechless. Like, you put two fluffy things together and they're extra fluffy, so they gotta be cute, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Just let you know, Rachel, you're a little close to your mic.
Oh, sorry.
All good. It's just, you got really close. Yeah, I just, sometimes I just want to make something cute, Yeah, it's a pretty vicious creature. This next one, ready for it? He's gonna be a big guy. You're gonna have to give me some time. And you, did you just say a bull?
A bowel.
Sam, in chat, I don't like that. Did you think about that out loud when you said that?
I did actually. No, this is a joke from my very first D&D campaign when we were talking about, and there was a bear owl, and I actually have a 3D printed bowel now to commemorate my fuck up, and now it's just what it is all the time.
I just think of hoot, grow, hoot, grow, hoot, grow. Dimension 20 fans out there. Yeah, so you kind of see him throughout the day. He's creating this sort of clay mass off in the petting zoo area, and creates this large monster. And when it forms together, it becomes a cyclops, this creature, this giant with one eye. And he kind of, on his way down, gives this cyclops a kind of a slap on the ass of like, you're gonna do great things, bud.
All right. Wow.
So this is a cyclops. Yeah.
That's incredible. Like, wow. There's so many things here that I'm learning, and so many new creatures that I've never seen before. It's really interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Cyclops, one of the first builds I ever did. It was pretty cool. Here's another one I did as well. And he kind of begins to form another creature, and out comes this half man, half bull creature. So this is the Minotaur, yeah, this was a commission I regret, but you know what? It's here now.
You made the Minotaur for somebody?
It was a weird time. It was a really weird one. Monsters, you get me the materials, I'll make it. This was a weird one. This was a really weird one. Yep.
It's just blowing my mind now that, like, I'm thinking about it. Probably so many of the monsters I've read about in history you made.
Absolutely. You know what? I've spent a lot of time doing this, and I really enjoy my job.
Yeah, it's good you enjoy what you do. That's what's important, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I got one more to show you. And he kind of... Can you, hand me, like, literally anything?
Okay, what's around in the vicinity?
Roll a perception check.
Okay. That is a 16 plus, let me find it. 4, so unnatural 20.
You see, so there's been a lot more things added here. There's actually fences up to kind of, like, you know, make sure you got the same kind of monsters in one area. Though there are, like, little doors so they can interact. Just making sure, you know, at the end of the night, you can put them all in different areas. You can count them again in the morning. So there's kind of like a barn setup going on here. You have, like, there's some troughs, there are some chests with supplies. There are some tarps. Again, with the same kind of forest foliage and all that, but you do have kind of like farm equipment here now.
Okay. I'll hand him maybe some like feed or something from a trough.
Like in a bag?
Yeah, a bag. That works.
Okay. Alright, I was just like, you're just gonna like hand him like a clump? So you gotta hand him this bag of feed, and he kind of waves his hand around it, and you see like this yellow glow coming from it. And he puts it down. Alright, get ready for this. And he pokes it with a stick, and this mouth comes out and begins to kind of like So this is a mimic, alright? It can take on the appearance of, like, literally anything, and then if someone, like, goes like, oh, what's this thing? It'll just, like, come out and get, like, real nasty.
That is terrifying and amazing all at once. It could be anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know what to say. I'm just like, that's incredible. That's so cool.
Yeah. Things are really coming together here.
Yeah.
This is gonna be really great.
It seems like a great little place. I'm so glad that, like, it was good for the monsters, and it looks like we're starting to really get up there and get going on this whole creation thing.
Yeah, absolutely. We are gonna have an army by the time we're ready for Doomsday. It's gonna be great.
Totally. It's so cool coming here and learning things, Gladius. Thanks for showing me all the monsters.
Yeah, absolutely. So I do want to... I don't know if you guys talked about this. I know other people were talking to each other. I don't know if you and Austin spoke about this.
No, I wanted to put him completely on the spot. And I told him as much.
This is not your thing.
Oh.
This is not your thing.
Okay.
So there was... Funny how the rest of you communicated, except for you and Austin.
Yeah, see, we gotta keep each other on our toes. So depending on what he's asked, he may have spoken to me about it. But...
I don't think you did, because this is a thing, Austin wanted to do.
Okay.
With Oko. I'm gonna see. Austin, you know what you want to do.
Yeah.
There is a Volodny meeting coming up that, Annabelle, do you let everyone kind of aware of, you know, oh, there's a meeting I gotta go to and stuff?
Yeah, I'd probably pass it off and kind of mention it in passing.
Yeah. Okay.
What?
I don't know how you guys want to do this. You're kind of, I thought you planned this, so.
Go on.
You did tell me about this. I'm sorry.
I'd like, if Annabelle mentioned it in passing, I'd ask her, like, oh, do you know when a meeting's happening?
Yeah, it's tomorrow. Why?
I was just wondering if I could maybe tag along with you.
Sure. Do you mind if I ask why? The Volodny might just kind of be a little not totally sure, so...
I just want to, like, talk with them about the history of the island and some of the runes and who exactly lived here before, you know, our settlement did.
Okay. I mean, like, they might not let you sit, like, in on the meeting, but it's not like everybody goes to the meeting, so I'm sure you'll be able to talk to somebody.
Okay.
So.
It's okay if I can.
Why don't you come with me, and then if they're not happy with it, I can always ask one of them to, like, escort you home, so you're not walking in the forest alone.
Okay.
So.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, it's obviously important and stuff, and this is what friends do. I'm gonna kind of cringe at the end of that. So, anyways, why don't we meet on the edge of the forest at our usual spot, like an hour or, well, more than an hour before, because it takes a while to get into the forest. So.
Sure.
We'll meet there.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Cool.
Thank you.
No problem. And I'll kind of just, like, wander away.
Yeah, so you guys meet up the next day, and once you get to the border, you are met with a Volodny escort. It's kind of, you know, yeah, so, like, this meeting's, like, super important. I kind of just, like, stand in the back, bro. You know, kind of our elders kind of take the place there.
Totally.
So what's up? What's up, my dudes?
Hey, John Dira,
Joe
Joe Dira, sorry. I was wondering
Not a problem,
if I could
dude.
maybe bring Oko along. He had some questions, not for the council, but just maybe someone that's more of like a historian for you guys. Just asking about the island.
Yo. No, yeah, we actually, our elders kind of sit in on the meeting. They would probably be the most knowledgeable about any historical context. I myself didn't pay attention too much. I just liked hitting things, you know? More than just, you know, physical whacking. Am I right? So, yeah, I mean, you can totally, like, you can probably ask them.
Okay, so...
Just, like, not during the meeting.
Yeah, of course. But it's okay if, like, I bring him along?
Yeah.
Great. I guess we'll head out then. Thank you.
All right, ask, follow me.
Follow along.
I always get thrown off with that voice when you use it.
I love it. I love Joe Dira. Oh man. So he kind of takes you to the Volodny encampment. Annabelle, you are brought into a large tent where there's sort of a fire sitting in the middle, coming out of the top of the tent where there's a hole. And there are... most of them are quite old, and then there is that one Volodny that you speak to, or have spoken to more than often, who sort of, he kind of sits at the head, while all these different elders kind of sit around him, and there's a spot for you to kneel down. And Jodira kind of goes up next to the door, and he looks to you, Oko, and says, you should probably, like, wait out here. You're not really, like, a lot of us are not welcome in here. It's sort of a situation.
Yeah, of course. That's all good.
Yeah, you can just stand out here with me, brah.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, brah.
Oh, righteous.
As I go in, I'll probably, like, do a little curtsy kind of and be like, thank you so much for allowing me to sit here with you all. And then I'll go and sit down.
Once you've sat, kind of that head Volodny looks around. Yes, well, it is time for us to begin then. As we are all aware, the Mother of Monsters has joined us on the island, and is creating a monster army for Doomsday, which is approaching. When? Not sure, but it is arriving. Annabelle, Druid of Thetis, tell us what you know.
Well, the Mother of Monsters is currently building his army, and he's started setting up some, like, kind of pens for them. He's made a small monster out of what looks like a hot dog. He's made a minotaur. He's made something called a mimic. He said that it pretends to be an item and then it'll attack you. He made a slug-like thing. He made a monster out of sticks. Let's see. There's one last one I'm forgetting, and I know I'm forgetting it.
The bowel.
Thank you.
You're missing too.
And he's also made something he called an owl bear. He did this really horrible thing, and I'll kind of move my hands like a squishing motion. And I'll be like, he put an owl and a bear together, and it's very tiny right now, but he says that it'll become very large. Since you've shown me trust and hospitality, I can tell you where he is if we can agree not to attack yet, but more as a way of being able to monitor what's going on.
We would definitely appreciate that in knowing what's up and what we can keep our eye out on.
Okay.
It certainly, this whole thing is not giving me Bug Snacks reminiscence, okay? There's no relation. Never played Bug Snacks. Thank you so much. No, the hot dog is after my wiener dog, my dachshund. Thank you so much. Do not disgrace Boo Boo's name.
In Bug Snacks, the hot dog is called the weenie worm, so...
Ew.
Well,
Bug
you know what? Boo Boo may wiggle, but she no worm. She's a little angel. Thank you so much.
Anyways.
Weenie, why don't we get back on track?
I hate you.
Wow.
Thanks.
Jeez,
That
okay.
was great
The
and terrible
hostility.
at the same time, and I don't know how to feel about that.
Jeez, okay.
Do not disgrace Boo Boo's name in vain.
He has set up base at the northern tip of the island. Thetis had suggested it as farther away from, well, everybody.
That is good to know. We do wish to keep an eye out ourselves, but in your opinion, do you think we should approach?
I think that honestly it would be safer if you don't. Gladius, as I call him, Mother of Monsters, comes across as very aloof, and he's very friendly and happy with me. However, he's been around for so long, I feel like it's one of those things of, like, someone can seem really nice and sweet, but then they have a ulterior motive, or I'm worried he's playing dumb, so to speak, and that if you were to try and monitor what was going on, maybe he would see you, and I don't want him to attack you or be hostile. So I'm not really sure. I have my concerns about it, but I also feel like I shouldn't dictate what you choose to do. It's one of those things where I'll lay out all the information I have, all the all my personal opinions if you so wish to hear them, but at the end of the day, it's your choice how you wish to proceed.
Yes, we would appreciate that. And you sort of go on and speak a bit, and kind of share the information that you know. Are there any questions you want to ask them?
Not really. Maybe a little bit about what they plan for defenses, what their fighting power is like, if there's any favorable circumstances, so if and or when we have to fight, are they better at fighting like an ambush style, or like from higher up, like ranged, or like one-on-one, or like I'm trying to assess their strengths so that I can help them.
Yeah, absolutely. So they let you know that they have very carefully, very selectively have been kind of let known by Thetis which trees they can take down and have begun to use to build a wall around their base and kind of spike the ends and kind of create just a fort around their encampment. They have started doing that. They have more patrols out. Yes, they are overworking their soldiers, but they know it is for the best. As for sort of fighting style, they and guess army as well. They have an army of 5,000 soldiers that are willing to fight and help. They are mostly trained with sort of kind of a... It's not hand-to-hand. That's not the right word. Melee, like sort of as you would see an army, like armies collide on a battlefield sort of a situation. Okay. As well as they do have some rangers, some archers in their force.
All right. Yeah, I think that's a good start for now. I'm not very trained in military things, so I can't quite say, but I think a wall and more patrols and starting to prepare for a battle would be good, and once it draws closer, I can tell you how the Mother of Monsters intends to proceed with his army, and we can try to figure out the best strategic battle plan to counteract it, to cause the least amount of bloodshed on our side.
That would be appreciated. So you kind of have this meeting. It kind of ends, you all leave the tent. Jodira kind of pulls an older woman off to the side and kind of directs them towards you, Oko. Hey, Madame Frez, we got a little guest over here, who just wants to ask about the island. They're acquaintances with the Druid of Thetis.
I'll, bow my head. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Ah! Sexy young man!
Thank you.
So, be on with it.
I was just wondering if you knew, I wanted to learn more about the history of Thetis and who exactly lived here before our settlement arrived.
Oh, long time ago. We pass our stories down from elder to elder to elder. I am the one who holds the stories. We do keep track. We do our best to make sure that we keep stories intact. It is such a way of our passage of information. What we know of those who were here and existing as we grew as, well, plant people. We're not going to deny that. We are what we are. There were humanoids here. They had these more. They were less connected into. They were more interested in innovating further. They built cities and towns, and there was one day where it sort of just collapsed, almost inward in a way. It's unknown exactly what happened, but one day they were there and one day they weren't. And we tried to find some survivors, and we did, and apparently we, housed them as we did, and gave them a home until they passed themselves, but their civilization never recovered.
I see. Do you know what, language they spoke?
It was quite old. It was quite... almost... how do I put this? It's definitely a very old language. I myself don't know it. What would I describe it as? It's hard to describe a language. It's very... Trying to think of my Linguistics 100 class and how to describe this language. No, I did not pay attention. Do I give a shit? No. It was for the breadth credit. Somatics, right? It's just kind of like,
Is it a romantic language? Is it a harsh language? Is it a lot of syllables?
It's like a lot of syllables where it's like like that kind of stuff where it's like going through different, like if you were kind of look at like some characters can mean two syllables at the same time. It was more so like there's a symbol and it connects to a sound.
It was a fluid.
With our... Yeah. Like, with with English, with... You see apple, right? The A in apple is like an ah. And then there's about, and it's like right? So there's different ways. In this one, it has a sound and it connects to a symbol. There's no changing.
Is it like a fixed alphabet?
That's how she describes it.
It's like if English wasn't some fuckery. Because it is.
You're right.
Like it
If you
isn't?
didn't know we're... Oh, pardon?
I was gonna say, like it isn't already?
But it is. English is a mess.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
If you didn't know, it's a mess. It's like most sane languages in the
I'm
world.
gonna send you guys a really funny video about why the English language is awful. It's so funny. Should not exist.
All right.
So she describes it to you that way.
Okay. Have you ever read the language, or?
No, I don't understand it myself.
I see. Okay. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to talk with me.
Of course. Any other questions?
No, that's it for now. I want to learn a little more about the history, as I feel, Thetis feels like obviously it's important, it's our home, but there's something that separates it from everywhere else.
That is true. We are quite a different place. From what I've heard and from your people is that you are the last monsters. We could be. The world is unknown. We, Volodny, have been here since Thetis created. But we are unsure of the world beyond. We've seen visitors before in our history, but it is... no one's visited since your lot came.
Mm-hmm. Well, I thank you.
Is that it?
Yeah, I heard Rachel say something.
Sorry, I started to ask something, but then I realized I probably wouldn't be there, possibly.
I mean, you could be standing with, like, Jodira.
Okay. If that's cool. I guess I have one last question. Who visited you last before us?
Oh. That is one. Let me give me a second here. Like the last people to visit, like we didn't talk with them or anything like that. Our scouts, we kept very private as the Bologna. But the last to visit was your mayor when she brought everyone here. I guess it wasn't quite a visit; it was more of a permanent stay.
Oh, you mean to the island? She just... Okay. Does she know that you exist?
We don't think so. We hope not. She hasn't seemed to have noticed any of our patrols, though it's gotten close.
Okay. Well, as you know, we swear to secrecy that we won't let the secret get out.
That is appreciated. We are here to serve Thetis. That is our purpose, and live as our people, and survive.
I understand. I'd never do anything to endanger you or your people's way of life.
Well, we wish that were true, but we know you're trying. But, yeah, you're sort of just preparing us for doomsday.
I'll scratch the back of my head. If I had the choice, it wouldn't have ended up like this or even started like this at all, so I'm trying to make amends.
Yes, well, we know you're doing your best. Ferdinand just needs to tight his lip and follow your lead.
I'll just smile. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Of course. Now, I'm gonna go take a nap. And she waddles off.
Yeah, so you guys take your time having this meeting and such. And Annabelle, there is one night in December that you come home. It's getting very close to the Nutcracker. You have been chosen as the Sugar Plum Fairy. There's been a lot of practices. This is a night after one of your ballet practices. And you are getting worked to the bone. Your feet have been bleeding quite a bit from point. It's been quite a rough time, as it normally does around this time of the year for the Nutcracker. But you come home and hear your mother and father yelling.
What? I don't want to get involved right away, so can I try and, like, quietly kind of come in the door and listen to what they're saying?
Roll me a stealth and a perception check.
Okay, which one do you want first? Or should I just...
Stealth.
Stealth first? Okay. Let's see. That's a 6.
Okay.
Let's see. Perception. That's a lot better. That's gonna be a 15.
So you attempt to sneak in the door, though, as someone who, if anyone out there recognizes this as someone you work out a shit ton and everything hurts and, like, not all of your senses are intact, if that's the right word, where, like, you think you're closing the door shut, but, like, you're so focused on the, like, pain in your legs.
It's a slam.
Like, it might not. And you don't always, you have those little noises you make. I remember doing that, trying to go up the stairs, I don't want to say where, but, like, Rachel, the stairs when you go to that, like, long hallway from the AQ?
Yes.
Yeah. they're steep and they're big, and I hated
Yeah,
them, and I used to
and
just
it's
take the elevator.
Ow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Day after fencing, trying to get to my archaeology lecture. But it's just pain. It's just pain, and you're more focused on that. Though you are trying, but you know, you don't slip in very easily. But you do start to listen, and it's very clear. Your parents, you hear your mother. That was my grandmother's china. That is you. I can't believe we kept you around this long. Why did we ever do this? Just tell me. And you hear your father going, those are irreplaceable. You insolent fool. Listen, I am so sorry. I can take them to, I can, and you kind of hear, it almost sounds like Nim's getting backed into a corner here. And it's just sort of, trying to defend himself in this situation. I can go get them fixed. We can go. I'll pay for it. It'll come out of my money. I can go get them fixed. We can do it magically. It's not the same. It's not the same.
I'm gonna scurry down the stairs. Screw the pain. And I'm assuming they're in the living room, probably with the china cabinet.
They're actually in the kitchen.
Okay. I will come into the kitchen. And... Mom, you never cared about the china anyways. Why are you yelling at him?
Mother's like extremely flustered by your entrance. And your father turns to you and says, Annabelle, I suggest you go back upstairs.
And I don't really feel like it, so I think I'm gonna, I don't know, use my own autonomy of being a person and stay down here, because I'm really sick and tired of hearing you yell at Nim all the time.
Excuse me?
You heard what I said. I'm tired of you bossing and yelling me around. I've made it very clear. And the china never mattered. When we host, we always use other plates because Mom says no one can be trusted with it, and she doesn't even use it. So why does it matter? It's old, it's from somebody that's dead, so they don't care if it's gone. All it does is look nice. Nim offered to repair it. What's the big deal?
Your mother doesn't feel... I don't feel that it would be the same. Annabelle, all right, did you hear me? I am your mother. I am speaking. These are family heirlooms. They are quite impressive pieces of antiquity, all right? This was passed in our family, all right? They are art. They are a symbol of our family power.
Because... Of course, I completely understand, because power is the only thing that matters. If family mattered, why don't we have family pictures up, you know, of actual people that we cared about and not hated and talked crap about all the time? But we don't, because everything's about prestige. And at this point, I think I'll just wander over to the cabinet where my mom keeps her wine glasses and drop one of them on the floor and break it. Whoops! I guess I broke one now, too! Oh no, Mom! What are you gonna do without your wine? I just lost it. I've lost it.
Annabelle.
I am done with them.
Annabelle, yes. To your room now. Nim, clean it up and pack your things.
No!
You've been obviously a poor influence on our daughter. She didn't learn this from us.
He's been a poor influence? Who taught me that to kick someone when they're down? Oh wait, that's you, Dad, because you wanted to override everything Willow wanted when she got sick. Because take advantage of those who can't defend themselves, that's what you taught me. Hey Mom, guess what you taught me? Oh wait, nothing really. All you did was stay home and pretend that you're doing all the housewifey things that you'd never do because you made Nim do them. All you said was don't talk to anybody lesser than you, which is everybody, because that's what makes you look powerful. It doesn't make me look powerful, Mom. It makes people hate me. Neither of you taught me anything. Neither of you ever showed up to my school functions besides for showing up, like, at something that was required. Nim was always the one that showed up to my report cards and teachers telling me about what I could improve on. He's the one that helped me with my homework. He's the one who did everything for me. The ones that taught me something bad was you two.
Annabelle, you clearly need some time to think, right? You are a teenager. You are overreacting, and we will have this sorted, alright? Go to your room, alright? You will go to your room. And, like I said, Nim, get your stuff. Get out of my house. And Nim sort of, like, begins to clean up the glass that's on the floor.
I'm sorry, Nim. Let me clean it up. And I'll try to take the broom from him.
No. Your father, like, gets in between you. To your room.
Fine. To my room. Oh, loving and caring father. And I'll head upstairs, and I'm gonna pack my bag with a bunch of clothes. I'm gonna put the potatoes on my bed and, like, smear a little dirt on the bed sheets. Because I know Nim's gone, which means that they're gonna have to clean it up. And then I'm gonna try and climb out the window.
Roll me an athletics or acrobatics.
That is gonna be, acrobatics. Because I believe that one is better. Yes, acrobatics. We're gonna see how I do. That's a 2, so it's gonna be a 3.
Okay. I'm just gonna... No, I'm not. That's a 3. I'm not gonna roll a luck check to see if Ari's there.
No.
Just so happens No, it's fine.
Just happened
Just
to
catch you and whisk you away.
You are in quite an emotional state, Annabelle. And I'm gonna say it, you fall out your window. And you are going to take... Where's my D4? I know it's a D6, never mind. You're gonna take 5 points of damage.
Okay. Ow! And I will be yelling out. I am not being subtle about this. I just fell out of a 2-story window. After a little bit of, like, biting my lip and sitting there for a moment, I'm gonna get up, brush myself off, and I'm gonna wait near the front door. And I'm waiting for Nim to come
out. While you're kind of on the ground, Nim comes around as you're kind of biting your lip, and Nim kind of comes over and says, okay, and, like, goes into his bag and starts pulling out some, like, bandages, and, like, okay.
It's okay.
He's, like, trying to help you.
I'm okay. I was trying to climb out of my window, and it didn't really work, and I kind of just fell, and this really hurts, but it's okay. I'm okay. Are you okay? They were yelling at you a lot. Are you okay?
Why are you asking me if I'm okay? You're the one that fell out a window. Annabelle, okay. This is, okay. Why were you going out your window?
'Cause I wanted to leave with you. I don't want you to go, Nim, please. I don't want you to work for my parents anymore. Like, they really suck, but you're the only person that's ever been there for me, and I just, please don't go. And I'm gonna, like, hug him, and I'm gonna be crying.
Aww. Nim gives you a big ol' hug and kind of takes you by the shoulders and looks you in the eyes. Annabelle, I don't like the idea of you staying with your parents, but I don't even know where I'm going, okay?
Okay. can I maybe I could stay with like Fred or Willow or something. And maybe you could stay too and we can work something out. Like Oko has like an adopted parent now. Couldn't you be like my honorary adopted parent? Like, you basically do everything for me anyways.
I don't think we can just do that without your parents' permission.
Okay, I can just go back inside and tell them I disown them. Won't that work?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm so
Okay.
sick and tired of them and how they treat you and how they treat me, and I feel really mean because now I'm putting all this pressure on you and I don't mean to. So how about this? You leave and you get out, and then I will let them know that I am disowning them, and then I'm gonna go stay with my friends, and then if you work something out, maybe I can come and visit you. 'Cause you're not leaving the island, right?
No, I can't do that. Why? I know they're not gonna help you with your injuries if you go back inside, so I'm going to be a responsible adult and take you somewhere to get checked up. Okay? Do you want to go to the hospital? Where? Oh gosh. What do I do?
We could just go to the hospital. Like, it's just a couple bumps and bruises. I'll be okay.
You just fell out a window. What do you mean? It's just... Okay. If we go to the... I don't want to send you back inside with your parents. I really don't. I don't feel like that's even a responsible thing to do.
Maybe...
if we go to the hospital, they're going to tell your parents.
What about, Ari has a friend that did some healing stuff on Willow. Maybe Ari knows how to do something?
Well, sure. I'm gonna go along with this. Sure. Okay. You can't lead the way, and kind of like puts his arm underneath your shoulder, and like scoops you up. Point the way.
And I will point the way. I can probably walk. You don't have to carry. Okay.
Nope.
And I'll just be like clinging to
I'm
him.
responsible.
I'm gonna just not let him go.
I'm responsible. And are you knocking on the front door?
Yeah, probably.
Knock. And Ari's mom opens the door. Nim, Annabelle. Oh my gosh. Come in. Nim's like, I got this. What's happening? What happened to you, Annabelle?
Fell out a window. And I was wondering if Ari was maybe here.
Hurry! Oh, give me a sec. Hurry! Ari? You're being yelled at.
Oh, sorry, you cut out for a second there.
Your mom's yelling at you from downstairs.
Oh.
It's the middle of the night.
Yeah. What?
Calm down now!
Hold on.
Now!
Yeah, I'm coming! I said hold on!
It's not a hold on moment!
I'm just going to very groggily come downstairs and, I guess, see Annabelle and just be like, why did you do it without me there?
It was an emergency, and and Nim was leaving, and I needed to get out the window, so I just went out the window, but then my hands, and I fell out the window.
I can see that. Yeah, that's the thing. Do you wanna, let's go up to my room.
Okay.
It's fine.
Just,
Nim picks Annabelle up and is like heading up, like no questions asked. Just okay.
over the shoulder, I'll be kind of talking to Ari. We can't go to the hospital because then my parents will come and they don't know I fell out the window. So I thought I could come to you because you did the thingy with the guy in Willow.
I don't. Okay. Yeah. Well.
Your mom's just like, what?
Oh God! Out of context, that is so terrible. It's okay.
But Annabelle's brought up to your bedroom.
Yeah. Just be like, it's fine, Mom. Don't. It's not what it sounds. I'm gonna.
I need an explanation later.
Later. Yeah, later. It's, do you want to maybe make some tea, coffee, something? I don't know.
I can do that. Yep, I can do that. What the fuck is my life anymore? And just starts making tea and coffee.
Alright, and I'm just gonna go upstairs and just look at Annabelle and then look at Nim. And just, turn to Annabelle and be like, is it okay if he sees?
He's not gonna leave, so it doesn't matter. If I knew something, I would have fixed myself, but I don't. I'm sorry.
It's fine. Don't be sorry. And I'm just gonna reach over and put my hand on her arm and heal for 10 points.
Oh shoot. Okay.
Just to make sure.
I mean, she only had 5,
but
oh, well, then 5 points or whatever.
Okay.
I don't know.
So you heal. Nim's like, what the fuck? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we got that fixed.
Hospitals suck.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Ari. This is great. Let's... Alright. Okay. Now we just have to figure out where we're staying tonight.
You can stay here. You're already here as it is. Mom's making tea or coffee. I don't know. Maybe both. Who knows? But, if you're running away from home, I'm kind of an expert on that. So, yeah.
I'm really sorry. Thank you. I'm gonna, like, kind of lunge for a hug from you.
Oh, I'm sidestepping that.
You dodge out of the way, and kind of the rest of the evening you guys spend, in the Malakane household. You probably stay a couple nights. Ari's mom is aware of how shitty your parents are. Doesn't mind hiding you for a little bit. Though she does let the mayor know. She does approach Ramona and let her know, like, hey, they're at my house. And Ramona does come talk to you, and Nim sort of, nods her head and all that. And I will speak to your parents. That is, why am I Elmira now? What the fuck? Justikiewicz. Okay. I will speak to your parents. I don't know how to switch to Slavic. Right? Transylvania. I will speak to your parents. I gotta sneeze. sneeze.
How do vampires sneeze? Do they sneeze in a different way?
They sneeze!
No, but just
What
the
do you
noise.
mean?
Like,
What
is
do
it
do
an
vampires-
achoo, or is it like a achoo kind of noise?
Sure. But you sort of, Ramona, after hearing the story, and she is quite aware of how brutal your parents can be, does set up some temporary housing for you and Nim, and does intervene between you and your parents, and you and Nim live together now. So that's Annabelle's shit now, and now we head to elsewhere on the island, where Styx... Oh! So, elsewhere on the island, I don't know what time, I don't know what the year, the part of the year is, you can decide. But Oko and Styx, you are together, and you got this. You are working together, tell me what you're doing.
Are we just launching right into the middle of it?
Go ahead, go.
I'll pull out my book and I'll explain to Six, like, I found this book here, and I found it probably like 6-7 years ago, around when my parents disappeared, and it's written in that language that was on the ruins like on the wall and stuff, and I've tried deciphering it, and it's taken me a long time, and I'm wondering if I could get your help.
Oh, of course, absolutely. Languages is one of my favorite things, even though I can really only speak one. But it's fun. Yes, absolutely, I would love to help you.
Thank you.
I
do you
can-
want to go
sorry.
somewhere to do it?
Yes, would you like to go to the beach? I always do my best thinking there.
Of course. We'll go there.
I'll bring an extra pillow for the rocks.
Okay.
So you guys go to the beach. How exactly are you setting up this cipher?
I would have had another book that I've been translating. I wouldn't have just been writing it all in the same book. So I'll provide her with both, and like the pen I've been using.
And I will do comprehend languages and just write down as much of the actual language as possible and kind of work between the symbols and the letters. So, like, because how it was when we were at the temple was there was, like, a signature symbol versus the actual, like, written language. So, like, go and then, like, make a chart of the alphabet, essentially, as best I can.
Yeah, absolutely. You take the time, and with comprehend languages, this is easily done working back and forth. Because with comprehend languages, it would be hard to make a cipher if you didn't have someone trying to point things out. Because to you, it just kind of makes sense now, right? So you sort of take the time with the both of you figuring out this alphabet and how to decipher this language that is in Oko's book.
Can I tell what language it is by being able to understand it? Do I have the name of what it is?
Roll me a history check.
Alright, I'm going to do my very best. My history is lacking. Oh, 17! 17 is just flat
Oh.
17, no plus.
Yeah, with this, and because you love your literature, you actually recognize this as ancient Greek. This is Linear B.
Ancient Greek, Linear B. Oko, guess what?
What?
I had an epiphany.
Mm-hmm.
This is ancient Greek.
Interesting. That would make sense. Like,
Oh.
I did find a Greek book in the library, but I wasn't, like, it didn't fully line up, so I wasn't sure. And that's how I was able to translate some of it, but...
Right. So, my father is kind of associated with ancient Greece. Because of my grandpapa, as we talked about, prior.
He also did live in ancient Greece. You are aware your father
Yes,
lived in ancient Greece.
Oh, would I have known? Would I have, known any ancient Greek? No, I guess we wouldn't use that at home. Missed opportunities. Could have been trilingual. Anyways, you know what? Maybe I can take the symbols, like the signature symbols, and ask him who these are associated with.
For sure. Yeah, no, that sounds like I'd love to know at least, like, why this book was written and who wrote it and stuff like that. The history.
I think that would be very smart. Perhaps we can go and ask him.
Sounds
Is this
good.
book a secret? Did you find it somewhere unsavory?
I found it inside a tree.
Ah. Well, we are going to do our very best and ask cautiously.
Sounds good.
You have this cipher now, and are you deciphering anything in front of Styx, or are you saving this for later?
I'll decipher a little bit, but won't do everything because she's probably got things to do and I got things to do. But thank you so much, Styx. I really appreciate it.
Of course, any time.
This has been plaguing the back of my head for years.
Right. Well, I'm very glad I could help you. Any time. You know we're very good friends now.
We are. Well, we'll see each other around.
Yes, very soon.
Very soon.
So kind of some of the things that are deciphered in front of Styx. Honestly, this book talks about a lot of death, which you find inspiring.
Yes, I do.
Styx. But sort of the rest more in depth when you get back and start deciphering this on your own, Oko. You kind of are able to decipher and learn more skills to your monk trade, and sort of get a more in-depth look at the balance of life and death. It kind of talks about how all things must die in order for something new to grow. If such a thing is disturbed, unknown atrocities to the universe could occur. Not even the gods can predetermine a possible outcome for the balance of life and death being disturbed. You also find a page that says, "Rip this page out and present it to the ferryman when our messenger advises you to do so. We need you when the world ends." So, Styx, you wanted to go talk to Merlin or Morgana? Do you want to do, which one do you want to do first?
I want to talk to Merlin.
Okay. You go to his tower.
I'm very upset that Styx wasn't there for the ferryman comment, though. But anyway, yes, I was there. So I go to Merlin, and I make it there okay.
Yeah?
Yes? Oh, okay.
Yes,
You
yes,
cut out,
yes.
I guess I didn't hear you. Yes, okay, so I make it there. And I go, "Hello, Merlin.
Ah,
I
Styx.
came for tea like I promised."
Ah, sit. I was ready for you.
And you already see there's tea
Oh,
set up.
perfect. Thank you so much, Merlin. You're such a treat. So, I wanted to ask, if it's all right. So I kind of met Nimue, and I kind of made a deal with her that said that she was going to take my arm if I didn't bring her, like, the Holy Grail, but it's actually destroyed. But I was kind of asking Morgana if she could remake it as an unholy grail, you know, because then it's still, you know, anyways. And then I took off my arm and I got a new arm, but I've brought my other arm, and I wanted to know if, like, this is gonna come back at me and she's going to try and, like, do something really bad because I've broken our deal.
I cannot tell you what the future will hold for the deal you made. Such would... if I meddle in that and let you know, that could end real bad for me, and everyone else. I mean, it could get real bad. But... sort of speaking, in what you can do is... Perhaps Nimue has more to offer. It is... You will have to face her again. That is foretold in every timeline I see. Perhaps you must make another deal if you cannot fulfill your first. That is as much as I can advise. I cannot say whether it will work or not. Depends on what you do.
All right. That makes sense. And what's the deal with her food? Like, what's going on with that mind control stuff?
Oh, shit, did you eat the food?
No, I didn't. I only pretend. I'm getting really good at this acting thing.
Oh, she, like, you get incredibly infatuated with her when you eat the food.
Forever? Or is there a way to break it? Because we did have 2 friends eat the food, and it's kind of a mess.
Normally you can break it after your next meal, but if not broken by your next meal, it could come back to bite you in the ass.
Is there another way to get rid of it?
Those who study higher enchantments might be able to waive it.
So I kind of have to ask Morgana or something like that.
Morgana is, yes, powerful indeed in her enchantment, but she's not quite the best.
Right.
I would wait for an opportunity.
Okay, that's good to know. And I just want to chat with you, Merlin. I just miss you. It's nice to get to know you.
Yeah, of course. Well, sit down, girl. Let's talk tea.
Yes, let's have some tea and have some tea.
Alright, you kind of sit down and you chat with Merlin. And then we head to the cave. Where you are, I'm assuming, doing your toesies and your fingies and drinking grape juice with Morgana.
Yes. Oh, yes. And I also want to talk to her about 2 things. So the first one is I kind of want to just, like, get more inspiration for the play. Like, ask her to, like, really go through the lines and stuff with me and, like, make sure that I've got her character really on point. But then I also want to ask her about my mum. So, Morgana, can I ask you potentially a touchy subject?
Of course, of course. That's not her accent.
Oh, of course.
Did you know my mother at all before you used her corpse?
Do you want to... I don't think I fully understand the question here.
So, you know how you reanimated her? Do you know how she died?
Yes.
She doesn't really like to tell me stuff about that, but I really want to know.
Well, I don't actually know. I just kind of took a bunch of bodies from all over England. I just made a giant army. I don't know, I didn't look into how they died.
I guess that's fair. I just want to know a little bit more about my parents' heritage. They're kind of more secretive people, if you know what I mean, especially my father. But my mother's usually pretty open with me, other than some very touchy subjects, and I just wanted to know if you had any insight on them.
Oh, well, your mother was a part of my undead army that I used to kill Arthur. That was pretty good. That was such a good night. So I commanded them to help me do that. Who's your father?
He's the ferryman of this island. His name is... one second, I have to remember what his name is. What's his name? Oh no. This is not good.
Oh no.
I feel like this is an actual child thing, though, when you're like, wait, what's my parents' actual name besides
I
Dad?
know. I don't know what his name is on this, besides my father. Hold on, I have to go into my memory palace, which is located on my MacBook Pro. His name is Arsenius.
Oh. I've heard of him in passing, I guess. He's the ferryman, like the actual, like, ferryman's son, right?
I know, it's my grandpapa.
Oh, alright. I don't know, he's just sort of a ferryman? I don't know, he used to take people across the English Canal. He used to, like, he takes people everywhere. He's been ferrying people since, like, at the dawn of time. Well, not the dawn of time, but, like, you know what I mean.
Yes, that's how my mother and father met, as he was doing things across the canal, and then, we don't really know about my conception. It just kind of happened. I like to believe that it was love, but, that's great. That makes me happy.
Yeah, I don't know too much about him. He's just always been a ferryman.
That makes sense. Kind of a family business thing. He's trying to get me to do it, but I want to be an actor.
Well, we can certainly get you there if you can do a case study with me. Now, you see, back in the day when I used to be this just sweet little girl, and she just kind of goes on and tells you kind of her motivations and all that.
I'm going to take so many notes.
And you... Yeah, absolutely. Is there anything else you're wanting to ask her?
Morgana. Do you know how to, like, unspell a spell?
Well, what kind of spell are we talking here?
Like a very powerful magical deal. Because you remember when I was like, oh, we should make an unholy grail.
Okay. Like what kind of deal? Like a verbal deal?
No,
or...
like kind of like a handshake and like a I'll destroy your arm all the way up to the shoulder if you don't fulfill your job kind of thing.
Ah, well, oh, okay. So that is something even out of my wheelhouse. Well, enchantment magic, all kind of trickery and that kind of a magic specifically comes from the Fae, right? I'm Morgana Le Fae. I've been taught in such ways by the Fae to do the magic I know, and I am quite powerful, but it all originates with them. I don't know, I can look into it.
Can I meet a fairy?
They don't really like coming here all that much.
I understand. It's a bit dingy.
Yeah, well, it is as it is. I'll look into it. I'll try and help you out there.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I'm glad we're starting to get close and can trust each other.
Absolutely! We're gonna bring the destruction of the world together.
Yes, and maybe we all get a little bit of input into what it's going to look like afterwards.
Well, we can only prepare.
Right.
Is there anything else?
I think that was the things that I wanted to talk about with everyone.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, if that's it, then that's where we're going to end the episode.
All right.
And then next time on Fayfinders, it's a Vem Mitzvah.
It's a big vampire party.
Thanks for listening.